Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Jason Show, now complete with Jason. I'm Jason Matheson, and joining me every single day when she's not teaching her husband how to spell her name, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister, the one, the only, Kendall. Kendall. Hi, sweetheart.
Hi, Jason. Hidden talent of mine. I'm really good at teaching people how to spell things. Just kidding. Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, we learned that yesterday. Well, yeah, believe me. Well, it's so good to be back with everyone. Once again, as you can see, I'm coming to you from my house out of an abundance of caution. I feel fine. I'm doing well, so don't worry. But I hope to be back in the studio next week with all of you. But forget all of that because I'm good. There's a much bigger emergency happening right here on our show, and that is, Kendall, how's your marriage?
Well, we had a talk yesterday. We came to a resolution.
I bet you did.
Yes, we came to a resolution that, one, he, quote, I don't even know how that happened with spelling my name wrong, but two, that he shall never, ever underestimate how much Mama likes to feel appreciated on January 18th of every single year.
Yeah. You don't have to explain this to me. People know I love my birthday, even as I tick closer and closer to 50. But if people missed the show yesterday, I posted it on my social, and I think we did too on Jason Show TV. Kendall's husband spelled her name wrong on her birthday card, and then basically, right, he didn't give you a gift. He gave you like a bologna sandwich or something, right?
Yeah, so the card in question wasn't even really a card. It was one of those long envelopes you send people bills in that had my name misspelt on it, and a printed piece of paper saying happy birthday and wishing you prosperity. And then there was no gift on top of that. He said, honey, I took the whole day off to hang out with you, and we were going to go on a vacation together, and my gift was going to be things on that vacation, to which I said, you could have told me that. But I digress.
Yeah. He could have written that on the old Excel Energy bill envelope.
Seriously. I was like, that's all I wanted was for you to just get a bow on a box. I don't know how much what do you mean? Like, my dog gave me more love than you did. And she's a dog. I
think everyone wants to know, and I don't usually ask such personal questions to you on air, but what were the sleeping arrangements last night?
He made it back to the marriage bed, everybody. We are sharing a room again. It's lovely, just as things should be. I love Lucy.
The marriage bed.
The marriage
bed. Mm-hmm. It's like, what are you, a sister wife? I mean, it sounds like something. Oh, okay, anyway, I never want to hear that again.
You're welcome.
Yeah, anyway. I'm glad everything's fine. I got to tell you, though, I don't mean to laugh at your misery yesterday, but because I didn't know, for the folks at home, all executive producer Jeff told me was, he goes, we're not, the last segment, we call it Surprise Goodbye. He goes, Jace, he texted me because we were having technical difficulties that were brought on by me. He said, we're not going to do the surprise ending. You didn't see the top of the show. Wait till you see what happened with Kendall's birthday. So I went into the end of the show blind yesterday. I had no idea. Mm-hmm. And when I saw the picture of Jordan holding that old Excel Energy bill and your name was spelled wrong, I thought, this is fantastic. I laughed about it. I kept watching my own video, and I never rewatch her. I was rewatching that like 50 times yesterday. It was so... Thank you for that, Kendall.
It was so good. I talked to Eric, photographer Eric, afterwards, and you'll love this, Jason, because only photographer Eric could say this. He goes, well, at least he gave you content for your birthday. It's like, it's true.
Exactly. Everything is
show.
Content. And speaking of content, yeah, I'm going to throw it back to Kendall to kick off the hot dish.
You heard it, Leo. Serve it up. Okay, y'all know this. The Winter Olympics get underway in 2 weeks in China, and NBC just made a major decision that will affect its entire coverage of the games. The network will not send any play-by-play announcers to Beijing. None of them. All the announcers who cover each sport will do so from a facility in Connecticut. This announcement coming amid the Omicron surge, of course. NBC's main anchor for the games, Mike Tirico, he'll still head over to China. But Today host Savannah Guthrie and all the rest of them, they're going to stay right in New York. An executive for NBC says the viewers may not really even notice a difference because announcers have been calling major sporting events remotely even before the pandemic hit. Now, Jason, I know you're good at summarizing things that we would call inside baseball, but I wasn't surprised. And like they said, this actually happens way more than people even know about.
It does. And, if I'm NBC and I'm the executives and we always say I would love to be in that meeting, this is probably a really easy call for them. Because what if they did send Savannah and Hoda and Craig Melvin and Al and whoever else and one by one, their top tier talent gets infected. I mean, Unicron, that's what I'm calling it if it's an old Transformers reference. It's spreading like crazy. I mean, hello. It's ironic that we're doing this because I'm at home. I'm broadcasting from home for this very same reason. But if I'm NBC, this is not only a short-term good solution, but long-term. You can't have every one of your talent out, because that's happening at stores, for heaven. It's happening in every industry. Easy call. And plus, let's be real. If you're an Olympic fan, yeah, you like the stories and the packages. NBC can still do all of that. And they can still show you the games. They don't need the anchors right there in this day and age. They don't. The anchors can do commentary safely from their set in Rockefeller Plaza. So easy decision. Good decision on NBC's part.
Yeah, absolutely. And for people that didn't know, they were only going to send crews to like 3 really popular events. Everyone else was going to be from home anyway. So they're like, snip, snip, we're doing it. All right, next in the dish, the Spears family drama continues. Britney now is lashing out at her sister for Jamie Lynn's latest book. Brit's lawyer sent Jamie Lynn a cease and desist letter, regarding the press tour for her new book, Things I Should Have Said. Her lawyer called the book ill-timed and misleading and said Britney will not tolerate any of that. And in response to Jamie's interviews, Britney has repeatedly, like a lot of times, has been mocking her sister on Instagram. The book is is out right now. I don't know if anyone's super surprised about this. I think it's true. The book is a little ill-timed and ironic now that Britney's finally free. Let's talk about all the things Jamie Lynn should have said. What do you think about this, Jason?
I think the book should have been called Things I Shouldn't Have Said. We shouldn't be reading this. What are you doing? What are you doing? I will say this. I'm coming at this admittedly a little jaded. To be very blunt, I've always been on Team Britney. As you know, Kendall, on this show, we haven't even done snarky with Britney. We've handled her with care, as we should. But I'm to the point now where I don't think we should be hearing this. Like Britney yesterday, if you go on her Instagram account, Kendall, I don't know if you did, but she posted, not her most recent, but there's a post with 2 little innocent pictures of lattes. And I thought, oh, that's delightful. Britney's having some lattes. You click on that post and it is tearing Jamie apart. One part, I'm paraphrasing, but Britney was like, Mama shouldn't have just slapped you. She should have slapped you with a shoe or something. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to read this. I don't want to read. I'm not kidding. It was that. It wasn't exactly that, but Britney was just laying it down. I think both of them, as they say, need to take this offline. It's not helping Britney, and it's certainly not helping the family as a whole.
Ain't that the truth? All right, next in the dish, Jessica Chastain was on with Fallon last night, and she talked about her transformation into Miss Tammy Faye Baker in her new movie, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Check it out.
Look at the makeup.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. They 7.5 hours of prosthetics? Is that possible?
Yeah, that one, when we first did it was 7.5 hours, and then they got it down to 4.5 hours. I mean, talk about an artist. That was pretty intense to work with those incredible artisans. But in the beginning, I was stressed. I was like, I kind of had one of those panicked moments when they put it all on me. I was like, the very first time with any test, right? You have to perfect it. And the first time, it was the first time I worked with some of the artists, and I like looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I look like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
I was so stressed out.
She says she wore compression socks during her makeup sessions because she was worried she'd get blood clots for sitting so long getting her face made up. She is up for the SAG Awards for Best Actress. Jason, Tammy Faye Baker was before my time. And so when I first started watching all of these bits, I was like, there's no way someone actually wore that much makeup and was that, oh, no. She really did. She did.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I am old enough. I went through the whole scandal with Jim and Tammy, when it was Jim and Tammy Faye. And then I remember when she just became a pop culture figure post scandal. I remember she did a talk show with Jim J. Bullock, who you don't know. I'm not gonna bother. Just Google him. Jim with no I. But it was Jim and Tammy Faye and Jim, or Jim and Tammy Faye. She was outrageous. I mean, she was spoofed on SNL. She was everywhere. Admittedly, I haven't seen this movie yet. It was an option on the plane, and I want to watch it though. Executive producer Jeff said it's really good. Hey Kendall, I'm going to step out of the way. Do you see some? Oh
yeah,
he moved.
I just saw him move.
Oh.
You were talking, I was listening to any of it. I was like, is that Mr. Big?
Biggie, come here. Yeah, I know. They're over here. They're in the house because again, I'm at my house.
Right. So they're like,
here,
what's
Biggie.
Daddy doing? Biggie. Okay.
Here, let me move the camera.
Yeah.
There they are.
Hi guys. Hi Dusty. Hi Mr. Big. Oh my gosh.
If you were on TV, say hi. Yeah.
Guys,
do something.
Speechless.
Be talented. Move.
They're just like
do
some
something.
Of our
We're on TV. Come on. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
there,
yay!
Wow,
handsome boys. Hi. Hi. By the way, Jason, congratulations. Way to make your whole house very, very clean, just in case this opportune moment arrived. Bravo.
What do you mean making it clean? I ain't dirty.
Just say my house don't look that nice. Hey, we gotta go to break. Lots more coming up after this. Me and Jason and the dogs coming right back. Still to come, sharing his grief. Comedian Gilbert Gottfried talks to our buddy Dax Holt about the death of his friend, Bob Saget.
It's so fast that I'm gonna hold my breath.
And she's our guest for the hour, former Letterman producer turned cooking show host, Madeline Smithberg. She's sharing a delicious and cheesy appetizer idea. And she's revealing the worst guest she ever booked on the old Letterman show.
Like that.
Hey, the carp is belly up, Jerry. Is that a...
That's not a good sign.
For another cup of coffee, the Jason Show is coming right back.
So Ye is upset that Pete is dating Kim, so much so he released a new song this week in which he threatens violence against Pete Davidson. And the song is such a hit, it's already being covered by different artists, including, shockingly, the all-American children's singing group Kids Bop.
The biggest Kids Bop album of the year is here. Kanye West's hot new hit, Easy, sung by kids for kids.
With kid-friendly lyrics.
That's right. We changed this.
God sent me from that crash just so I could beat Pete Davidson's
Who? To this.
God save me from the crash. So I could throw Pete Davidson a birthday bash. We take the disses and turn them into kisses.
Questionable messages like this.
I'ma turn up the music, wake up the neighbors. I'ma get that thug life tatted across the navel.
Become positive messages like this.
Gonna turn the music up, but not too loud. We're gonna think of ways to make mom and dad proud. Hog life.
And when the game says this.
Welcome back. Little late night rewind. Kids Bop, Kanye edition. The whole Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian, as you can imagine, I'm a little over it. Kendall will be back in just a few minutes. But on, what day is it? Thursdays. we get a little help with the hot dish all the way from LA, California. Joining us from his home, I'm coming from my home, is the one and only Dax Holt. Hello, Dax.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Good. Look at us. We're both in our homes. You have a nice little set. I just have my kitchen back there.
It's a little nicer. I mean, mine's fake. I mean, let's be realistic. This is not a window with downtown LA behind me. There's nothing exciting behind this.
How dare you break the TV illusion? No, let's get to your latest interview. You interviewed, I think of him as Iago, but from Aladdin. You had Gilbert Gottfried on. I'm sure that was a fascinating conversation.
Yeah, we had Gilbert on literally the day after Bob Saget's passing. We called him up and said, "Hey, Gilbert, do you mind coming on? We know you were very good friends with Bob over the years." And he said, "Yeah, absolutely." And he came on. We talked all about his friendship with Bob Saget and how they met, and just their years of friendship, and even started talking a little bit about how they had spoken a couple days prior to Bob's passing, and we talked all about his demeanor and how excited he was to be going on tour, and just this like liveliness in Bob's voice. And Gilbert said, we would just make each other laugh and laugh and laugh, and it was a really fun interview. We obviously then transition a little bit into Gilbert's career, and like you said, people know him and his voice. He has such a recognizable voice, and Iago is such a recognizable character. But we talked about that for a little bit, and just a really fun interview, and an interview where we honored Bob Saget at the same time.
Did he back up? I know you probably heard it from your years at TMZ. Did he back up what universally everyone said immediately following Bob's passing, that he was just one of the nicest guys in Hollywood in comedy? Did he basically say the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, literally, I haven't heard anything bad about Bob Saget, even when he was alive. Like, everyone always talked so positive about him. But Gilbert, he kept saying, his comedy was amazing. He said people didn't realize how dirty his comedy was, and that's what he loved the most about him, was just how raunchy, and his jokes were so over the top. He's like, the guy had me laughing nonstop.
Yeah, I think people went into the show thinking it's going to be Danny Tanner, and then it's like, oh, this ain't Full House. This ain't Full House. But you had another interesting interview lately. They were telling me with like a fantastic paparazzo, which they always have great stories. Who did you interview?
Yeah, so we released this one on Wednesday. It's with a buddy of mine named Eric Crown. He was a former paparazzi at TMZ, so I've known him for years and years and years. We go way back, but we had him on just talking about his days of a paparazzi. He is now a documentarian, a filmmaker. He does all these like big projects, but for many, many years, he was a paparazzi running around the streets of LA. He worked the beat at LAX airport for a long, long time. If you remember, there was a famous incident where Kanye West attacked a paparazzi at the airport. That was him. And so he got all into the details of that famous day. It was actually like September 11, 2008. And what had happened, Eric's brother was also a paparazzi at the time. And Eric's brother's like shoulder got dislocated or something crazy in the melee, and the fallout and the court, and just everything about that. And then we talked a little bit about, his experience with celebs calling the paparazzi to tip them off about where they're going to be. I mean, paparazzi interviews are so fascinating to me. We love having them on because it breaks down that fourth wall of Hollywood, which we love to do on the Hollywood Raw podcast.
And you can hear it wherever you get your podcast. Dax, I'm sorry I missed you in my trip to LA. I really wanted to see you, but I was in and out for I'm watching his face. I was in and out in 36 hours. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. It seems like what you're saying is that there was 36 hours that you could have seen me, but you decided not to.
Dax, our feed is breaking up. I can't hear you. We're going to have to let you go. Bye, Dax. Thank you. You can find Dax's podcast, Hollywood Raw, wherever you get your podcast. Kendall, more hot dish, right?
I feel like you should have just left it, Jason, so you let him just call you right out right here. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, we will move on to the next dish. Amazon has released the title for the new Lord of the Rings TV show, and it's a very dramatic reveal.
For the Elven Kings, under the sky. 7 for the Dwarf Lords, in their halls of stone. 9 for mortal men, doomed to die. 1 for the Dark Lord, on his dark throne, in the land of Mordor, where the shadows lie.
Coming to Amazon September 2nd. That's not even in the teleprompter. I just know that. Jason, all the feels and the music came on. I'm so excited about this. Let's geek out together.
I was going to say, ladies first, I want to hear, because for people, Kendall loves the Lord of the Rings franchise. Are you, because I won't say who on our staff, but someone in our meeting goes, do we really need this? Anyway, but you think we need this, right?
Oh, we absolutely need this. Anybody who's familiar with the franchise knows that there was a world before The Lord of the Rings that all of you guys know about, with the Hobbit and the One Ring to rule them all. That promo sort of alludes to that. Like, how did we get to this one ring? There was a whole world thousands of years before that with all these elves, all the dwarves, some men were there. There was a whole island that disappeared. It's so crazy. The Silmarillion was the best book. There was an entire language made up for it. It was the most amazing thing I've ever heard of in my life, and I think this is what it's all going to be about. I'm really sorry. I'll digress.
If you were in the world of Middle Earth, would you be a hobbit? Would you be an elf? Would you
Girl,
be,
would I be a hobbit?
What would you be?
Are you playing right now? Would I be a hobbit? What are you trying to say about my feet? I just got
You called my house dirty.
No, I did not. I said it was nice and clean and put together. I was being complimentary. You took it that way.
No, but what would you be?
I would be an elf, duh. They live forever. They live in the trees. Well, depending on what kind of elvish species they are, I think I would be the ones that live in the trees, which, by the way, I think that was supposed to be Galadriel. She's going to still be alive. Did I lose the whole show? Did I lose the audience? Jason, are you walking away? Okay.
I'm staying. I'm staying.
Executive producer Jeff and Ted are both cutting me off at this point because they want to talk about Dexter New Blood.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was caught up in your monologue. Next in the dish.
Dexter New Blood.
Next in the dish. Well, Dexter New Blood. While I was on vacation, I know a lot of you watched the series. Now we know it's the series finale. Spoiler alert, the series finale for Dexter New Blood on Showtime. As most of you know, this was a reboot of sorts of Dexter, which ran on Showtime for 8 seasons, 4 of them really good. I love this show. You guys know that. It's on my top 15 of all time. I was excited for this reboot because, like many Dexter fans, I thought the original show's series finale was crap on toast. I hated it. It was one of the worst series finales ever because it left us just kind of hanging in the worst way possible. Now that I've seen Dexter New Blood in all of its 10-episode glory, I'm here to tell you that even though it was a little wobbly at first, this redeemed the awful finale. I loved this finale. Look, I don't want to say too much, but I will say, as sad as I was in a hotel. Colin had fallen asleep, and I'm laying there by myself watching, and I'm crying. And as sad as I was, they had to end it that way, because by not ending it that way, it would stretch reality to the point where it would be offensive to us, the audience. And not to say too much, but I'm going to, so close your ears if you don't want to know. If they hadn't done, it's like, how many times can he get away? You know, how many times can he escape his fate? So I thought it was perfectly done. And there are rumors there's going to be a follow-up series with Dexter's son Harrison, and I'm here for it. So go watch. Now you can watch the whole series on Showtime On Demand.
He's here for it, and y'all are here for this. We will be right back with Madeline Smithberg. Cooking up some cheesy stuff.
And welcome back to the Jason Show. Well, she is a TV producing legend. I actually like to say she's a late night legend, following her years for producing for Letterman during the NBC years. Well, now it's all about food. And oh, by the way, she also, in between all that, she co-created The Daily Show. Please welcome back to the show our dear friend. We were once married. You all know that. From Mad in the Kitchen, it's Madeline Smithberg. Hello, sweetie.
Okay, Jason. I have a couple of bones to pick with you. I thought I was your wife. I don't remember getting divorced, but then again, there's been some blank years. But you have so many other wives. Like, I'm not a Mormon. I think we have to have a real heart-to-heart, and you have to make a serious decision.
You're right. The only other Madeline-esque wife is Katie Couric. So, well, I think we can negotiate this, Madeline. I think we can negotiate this.
Okay, I think it can definitely be worked out. I just like to give you crap, especially because how many cameras do you have, Jason?
Okay, I know. I heard about this in the break. So I don't know if they told you. I'm coming to you from home. I'm isolating, and I'm feeling fine though. But I'm isolating. I only have this camera now. I can move it, but I have only one camera. So how many cameras do you have now, Madeline?
Jason, I have 4 today. Basically, we added one just for you. And I will give you a tour of them. Do you want to see it right now, or do you want to wait for a big reveal later?
I think we should make the folks wait. I think we should reveal it when we reveal the finished product of the food.
That's what I was thinking. You're a producer just like me. That was my thought. So, hi, you've been all over the place, and now you're home locked in. I also was exposed and quarantined for a week, and it was after a snowstorm, which snowed us in, and then 3 days of hail and sleet. By the time I was locked in for 6 days, I felt like I was in the world's most well-stocked prison.
Well, at least you can cook real well. Okay, I heard you're making one of my favorite things or ingredients. You're making something with Brie. What are you doing?
Okay, I am doing my version of baked Brie, and I am very excited about it. So I will tell you what it is. It's going to be a baked Brie with almonds, which we're going to hammer, honey, and thyme, and then we finish it with pomegranate seeds. I don't have COVID. It's just early in the morning. Anyway, it's a melty mess, and then we're going to make beautiful crostini out of a baguette. So shall I get going?
You shall get going. Proceed.
I'm loving the delay. The delay is fantastic.
I know. It's like we're in some foreign country.
I think it's like you're in space. It's like when the people talk to us from space. So that's the way I'm going to think of it. You're in space, and there just happens to be a beautiful brick wall. All right, so here we go. We slice our baguette. That's the first thing we do. I actually have some reason why I kind of enjoy doing this, and I don't know what that is. But I'm just going to take like 5 of them, and I'm going to lay them out here on my sheet pan, which I've coated with parchment paper, which keeps me from having to wash said sheet pan. And then I do a generous drizzle with olive oil, because there's really no other kind of drizzle you could do with olive oil. And then I put on a little bit of salt. Let's say a little bit of salt, and that's it. And then you pop it in an oven. My oven is on 400, and I'm just going to pop these in for like 4 minutes so that they get nice and crunchy. And then we're going to work on our Brie. So basically, you're going to score it. That doesn't mean that you're going to give it 8. You're going to cut lines that don't go all the way through, and then you turn it and you do it again. And so it just makes it really pretty, and you get those cute little fancy squares, and you plop the brie into an oven-proof baking dish. And here comes the fun part. I start with the honey, because that makes everything else stick. And I just slather it in honey. And right there, you could just stop, and it would be delicious. But here's the fun part. Then I'm going to take these are almonds. They're Marcona almonds, which are salty Spanish almonds. And they're super fun. And this is where I get to get my yayas out. I'm just going to hammer them. Beat it. I'm hammering. My neighbors are going to be like, what is she doing? It's 8 in the morning. She doesn't fix things. Then I'm going to, thank you. It's the delayed laugh. Then I dump almonds all over it. And they're really nice because the almonds have like a smoky, salty flavor. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil, because why not? And then salt and pepper.
Hey, why don't you keep going. We're going to take a break. And then after the break, we're going to see what it looks like at the end. And you're not going to see this on The View. You're not going to see this on The Price is Right. Madeline is going to unveil her 4 cameras when we return. All right. Back in a moment.
This is the world's fastest side dish. It's so fast that I'm going to hold my breath while I make it. It's 60-second spinach in the microwave. Here I go.
Welcome back. That's my buddy, Madeline Smithberg. Look at her. She's on the Reels. She's on the Instagram. She's probably on the TikTok. She's a modern lady of the new millennium. And she continues with her baked brie recipe. Look at that.
I know. Well, it's going to have even another finishing touch. But I have to say I'm having so much fun with the short form videos. And I do the best for some reason on Instagram Reels. So I'm at Mad in the Kitch on Instagram and also on TikTok. But Instagram Reels loves me, so I've stopped making the longer videos for a minute, because why would I even bother when I can get like 9,000 views on Instagram Reels? All right, so Jason, we have our finished product almost. It baked a little more than I would have liked it to, but what the hell? It's nice, it's delicious, it's gooey. It is so good. I wish you could be here to try it. Do you want me to do my camera thing?
Okay. And now, yes, I would like a big moment here. I would like the reveal of the 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Drum roll, please. Da 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 da. Camera 1. Camera 2. Camera 3. And there it is, Jason. Big drum roll. This is just for you. It's the finished product.
Wow!
And I'm going to dump some. Look at this. Pomegranate seeds. It's just incredible. And then you just dip it in and you blow on it. I've learned that. Oh, my God. That is really good.
Okay, you chew. I got to tell you, that 4th camera, I think that's actually, other than looking at your beautiful face with the new haircut, by the way, that I noticed. The gays notice everything. But that 4th camera reveal is fantastic because you got your logo in there, girl. You got marketing in that 4th camera.
I know. It's really, really exciting. And we set it up just for you. I was like, we got to get Jason a 4th camera.
I want to ask you, I want to go back because we have just a few minutes before we take another break. But as a TV producer, for people that don't know, the 5 that watch our show, Madeline co-created The Daily Show. She was a Letterman producer. We're going to hear stories in the next segment. But it is fascinating to me because Dave used to joke in his last 3 or 4 years that, he didn't know how to use Twitter. He didn't know. As someone that has worked in television her entire life, are you and how are you enjoying this new era of short form content on the TikTok, on Instagram, which Madeline's on? How are you liking it as a producer?
Oh my God. First of all, I couldn't do it without Marisa step in. She's going to be pissed because it's the morning. She doesn't have makeup. Hi. But Marisa is my right hand.
Hi.
As is Sky, who's behind all these cameras and switching. But I love it. Oh, let me show you this. This is we don't have a tally light. So when Sky wants me to look at a camera, he points at the chicken at the camera and the cameras change. It's the comedy chicken. But I love the short form. It's super creative. I'm doing this really funny series called The Mad Lab. And we filled my kitchen with dry ice. And we had everything bubbling and purple. And then I take I did the Vegetti. And I just was like, oh my God, it really works. So that's my new thing. People can watch The Mad Lab on my Instagram or TikTok at Mad in the Kitchen. But no, I find it really challenging and really satisfying because it's a quick, easy hit. And I get to really play in terms of my silliness and creativity, which I'm just digging into right now, as you can see.
Well, that is the future. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the past. As I said, Madeline is a late night icon. Another great story of hers when we come back. Back in a moment. Hey, welcome back to the Jason Show. Oh, so good. Oh, I'm loving it. It's so good to be back. I missed you guys, and I missed our special guest today, the one and only Madeline Smithberg. Now, Madeline, every time she's here, she always has great stories from her years with NBC, with Letterman, with The Daily Show, and today is no different. We're going to take a look at the clip, and then Madeline's going to tell us about it. So in this clip, this is, watch closely, this is a guest that Madeline considers one of her most difficult, I guess. Take a look.
Get something big out of there.
Oh, you want something big?
Something big. We're running out of time here. I'm sorry, Jerry.
All right. Do we want to start out with a catfish?
Get that tire over there, will you, Jerry?
Okay, the tire. Okay.
Okay, now don't be doing that. We don't want to see. Now I'm not holding that one. I'm sorry.
Dave,
that's too big.
He's already paralyzed.
No.
The fish can't do anything to you.
Put him right in there.
Come on, Dave.
No, because I've seen these like dislocated guy's shoulder.
They can do that.
They can do that, and also I've seen him chip a nail on somebody.
Yeah, that's.
Just put it in the tank, Jerry, and get another
nails would be really great for this.
Oh my God! How much did that thing weigh?
That was just a baby. He probably weighed, I don't know, 10, 12 pounds, something like that.
Hey, the carp is belly up, Jerry. Is that a?
That's
All right,
that's not a good sign.
Grab one more out of it.
Okay.
Okay. So you saw it there, and now I love this. It's like pop-up video. Okay, Madeline, tell the story. What do we need to know about that? We have like 4 or 5 minutes.
Okay, so first of all, I just knocked a lid of a pan onto my toe. First of all, I thought I was out of stories because every time you ask me to come on, I love it, and I stress because I'm like, okay, I was only there for 6 years. Every day isn't a story. And so I really thought that I was out of stories, and then it came to me. Jerry Ryder, the catfish noodler. Now, a catfish noodler is a guy that goes in the rivers in, where was he? Oklahoma, and he catches catfish with his bare hands. And it sounded like a perfect thing. So I thought, oh my God, I'm going to do this big. It was the worst segment I ever booked or produced. It was like the worst experience, the worst, just every single thing about it was horrible, and it was made more horrible by the fact that we built a swimming pool in the studio. And the guy, the Saturday before he's going to be on the show, he calls my home phone, and it's like 8 in the morning, and I'm asleep. But the whole entire conversation was recorded on my answering machine. And he basically was like, hey, Madeline, it's Jerry Ryder. I'm fixing to load up the catfish. Now, I need more money. And I have this whole like yelling conversation with him where I say, I can't spend more money. Just come with the catfish, which was probably, in retrospect, definitely a mistake. So he shows up and he's got this giant truck and there's like 5 catfish and they've gotten very sleepy during the trip. So my prop man, Gordon Jewell, an angel, goes down to Chinatown where they sell live carp, which are a cousin of the catfish. And we load all the fish in the pool where they basically proceed to fall asleep and or die. And in rehearsal, he shows off and he cuts his hand. So now he has a giant bandage. He was the most unpleasant person I've ever had to deal with. He got pissed in rehearsal. Dave got pissed during the segment because you saw the highlight. There was 11 other minutes of just fish laying there and the man standing in a pool. And I was just in horror. And then apparently after the show, he got really drunk and was hanging out on the loading dock and just trashing everybody on the show. He was just trashing me and Dave and all the stagehands in a drunken stupor. He was totally drunk. They had to get like the security to escort him from the premises. So it's been a lifetime of amazing segments with great stories, but that one was absolutely horrible from start to finish. And when I watch it, I got a kind of like PTSD.
We have 15 seconds. Could you instantly tell, because Jeff can tell with me and Ted, because everything shows on my face, do you know instantly when Dave isn't in rhythm with a guest?
Instantly, and it's a kind of pain I don't wish on anybody.
I think my producers would agree. Madeline, I love you. We'll work out our marriage issues. Yeah. We'll work out our marriage issues on the gram. Everybody follow Madeline on Insta, on the gram, the Instagram reels, Mad in the Kitch, and you can get info on her live events as well. That's right. I love you, sweetie. We'll see you soon.
I love you, Jason. Have a good quarantine.
Thank you. We're going to take a break. Kendall's coming back with the shortest segment and the surprise ending. I haven't done this in a while. I forgot her segments. Back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Again, I missed you. Kendall joins me again. And Kendall, you know what it's time for, right?
The world's shortest segment. Hey, there it is. Creepy or not creepy? We heard about Machine Gun Kelly's engagement to Megan Fox recently, but new details are out about the ring. Okay, it features both their birthstones. The band is made up of thorns, though. That's the weird part. So anytime Megan Fox tries to take it off, it literally hurts her. MGK told Vogue, love is pain. Yeah, I'm pretty grossed out by that whole situation. Aren't we, Jason? Right.
I hate them.
I hate them. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Jason Show, wrapping things up for a Thursday. One more alarm clock to the weekend. Kendall, it is time for the surprise goodbye.
You heard him today. A big surprise for people in New York when a famous actor put on a show in Washington Square. Check it out.
I feel charming, oh so charming. It's alarming how charming I feel, and so pretty.
Oh, yes, that is Bill Murray singing a song from West Side Story. He teamed up with a cellist, a violinist, and a pianist to bring a little cheer to the city, but he had to cut the performance short after police officers told him to turn off the microphone. I mean, Bill Murray is not known for his singing voice.
No, why are you going to turn the microphone off on Bill Murray? He ain't hurt anybody. And it's perfect that that was our story because, little TV fun fact, Bill Murray was the first guest on every Letterman show. So it was perfect that we had that today.
It all goes
Kendall,
back
it's
to
good
Dallas.
to see you. Kendall. D-A-L-L. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Lord.
Have fun tonight with your husband.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
going to do it for us today. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. It's good to be back. I missed you, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.